How did I get here? This question began as a whisper deep in my soul, but grew to a heart's cry demanding an answer. You too may have wondered the same thing at some point in your journey. At times we may have whispered this in desperation. Other times we may have spoken it in deep gratitude. But it is a question that boomerangs back to us and begs our attention. We might think we know what is really going on inside our hearts. I thought I did, until the stirring of countless wonderings and insufficient responses left me confused and wanting. It's important to pay attention to our hearts, especially when life feels uncomfortable. This is a book about showing up honestly in our stories, which is not easy to do on our own. I will share parts of my life with you, my listener, and I invite you to pay attention to the things that stir in your heart as you listen. This is not a book about my struggle with depression and how I got through it. However, it is an invitation to join me in exploring both the light and dark places of our stories. I want to invite you on a journey of tracing our stories and discovering how they have formed us spiritually. As an Asian American woman, I've always followed along, doing what I was told and what others thought I should do. I became skilled at fitting into whatever mold I was given, which often included multiple spaces. I've always bridged cultures. Maybe you have too. Honesty calls for something deep within us and tells us that we can no longer continue as we are. It has required a deep dive into my story and called for something more than I thought I had. When we are young, the answers we are given are concrete and surprisingly clear. Adults respond to our questions even if they don't have answers. As we get older and begin to think on our own, we find ourselves dissecting those answers that have become part of our worldview and discover that some of what we thought was true no longer holds water. That can feel so jarring. Accepting the things that are happening right now to be just what is can be so difficult, and making sense of it impossible. If your life has been anything like mine, your story has been filled with deep grief alongside deep joy. It seems the two must live together in every story. However, while we may share similar elements of joy and pain, no story is the same.